Oh, snap. You know what? That was ingenious. Hey guys, welcome back to Ken Cinema Sofa. If it's your first time here, I'm your brother Ken, a missionary of 12 years in Japan. But this channel is all about exploring my other passion, awesome cinema. Haunting of Hill House. I'm excited about this show. It's very deep, scaring the mess out of me, but it's so much more than just horror. So I'm really enjoying this. As I've said before, this show is taxing my theological knowledge as well, getting me going back to the scriptures. It's really bubbling up all that I know and have experienced as a Christian and as a minister. But also, it's been getting me to kind of revisit some of the things my dad has taught me about filmmaking, story writing. My dad's a film grad. So the last episode was more so about Thea, or Theo is her name. And we got to learn a lot more about her. And I'm liking that, with 10 episodes of this series, they're able to let the story breathe. And I'm guessing that they're going to, delve into each character, each sister or brother with each episode, or maybe every other episode, and I love that. Another show that's not remotely connected to this Cowboy Bebop. I'm a big fan of that show, and I love that they do that in that series as well. It's an anime. Long form storytelling, I think, is better suited for comic book stories and stories of suspense and horror. It's, you're asking a lot to do in 2 hours, a 2-hour film. We're going to get into episode 4. I believe it's called The Twin Thing. But before we do, smash that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, join us on the sofa, leave a comment down below, help me mold this channel, The long and short of it is, I'm a Christian missionary. You don't have to be to enjoy this. I hope that you do enjoy the tidbits that I give of theology, history, and culture. Enjoy the ride. Without further ado, let's get it. That's how they do it in Morocco.
He even ripped my shirt, and they still didn't believe me. They don't even believe me about you.
Uh-oh. Okay, who is this? She's not saying anything, man. That's creepy. Luke. Come on. Luke. No. I will say, I'm really curious to find out what exactly is doing all of this, I know in the movie The Haunting from the 90s, Hugh Crane was the villain. He was like a ghost. Okay, so this episode is going to be Luke focused, maybe. Is that the killer from Ozark? I haven't watched that show, but I've seen a few scenes.
Folks don't know what happens to eyeballs in a fire. They can melt. Like runny eggs on black skin,
I did not need that, man. It's amazing how they weave that line between mental, emotional trauma and real supernatural horror in this show.
Well, thanks, Gordon. I'm glad you're here. Any of our newbies want to share?
That's all you gonna say after that?
Don't know what I want to see.
It's so cool seeing him this way.
90 days. So here goes.
1.
Is he gonna tell them what happened to him? That's a risk, man. I believe you, Luke. He's arranging the soldiers against this thing. Wow.
The man I saw in the basement.
Well, your mother and I searched the entire basement, pal, and there's nothing down there. It's normal for kids to have imaginary friends, nightmares.
This house is bad, Dad. It's bad.
Boy, oh boy, we could have a heck of a yard sale, guys. Thought you might like these cool old buttons I found upstairs. You got me.
Everybody's got their thing.
Can I have the hat?
Buttons.
That is a big boy hat, all right. You want this? Well, you are a big boy now. Big boys, they know the difference between what's real and what's imaginary.
Uh-oh.
What do you say, champ? You like it?
He loves it.
Well, how do you know that?
It's It's a twin thing.
So they're twins, eh? I did not know that. Now I see the title. I got you. Okay. Man. Okay, this is going to be rough. That makes sense. It makes sense for a lot of things now, what I've seen so far.
Case goods and leather. Mom and Dad sitting in reading chairs that face each other. And I see an accident waiting to happen.
That's interesting, though, because they seem to be pretty open when it comes to spiritual, clairvoyant things. I remember them saying before, the mother was saying that your father and I knew when she was talking to Theo, that you might be a bit sensitive. So why are they not listening to Luke?
I've burned Shirley for thousands of dollars. Lied to Theo like it was my job. Stolen from Steve on countless occasions. Even robbed my asshole of a father, though that one doesn't exactly keep me up at night.
Wow.
Deathbed.
So that's how they see him now, huh? What happened?
Something's bothering you tonight.
What could possibly be bothering me in a place like this?
You're 9 months clean, Joey.
So this is what it's like living there, huh?
Steve, well,
Yeah, I wanted to know if you were here.
that's typical.
You should call him back tomorrow. Tell him about your chip.
Yeah, I don't know. He won't believe it.
That sister of yours, the one that dropped you off, she seemed to believe in you. Tons, actually.
Yeah, well, that's a twin thing.
10 o'clock.
Huh.
Back to the ladies' cell block.
Well, that's tough. I understand, but that all depends on if you're the one that put yourself there. You know what I mean is you signed yourself in.
I said I'm ready. I got 2. You're scared. No, I'm not. I can tell. How?
It's a twin thing. When characters move too fast, it just seems like a setup for a scare. Oh, snap. You know what? That was ingenious. My Lord, I was not expecting that. Who does that? I don't think I've ever seen that before. The reflection?
Joey chose to leave treatment in the middle of the night. This is what happens when we forget why we're here. Sometimes. And I'm not saying this about you, Luke, because we can start to hang our recovery on someone else instead of on ourselves. Luke?
Fine.
Luke?
I'm just getting some air.
Oh, don't tell me he's gone out the window.
Luke? Luke?
Hi, this is Nell. Please leave a message after the beep.
Had a moment. Last night, one of those. You know what I'm talking about. I just want to make sure that you're okay.
Is this still 2 days before, or did it catch up yet? No. You didn't get me. Seriously, whose dog is that, man? All these mysteries, man. Like, what are the dogs? What are those? Getting ready already, guys. I'm just getting ready. Sounds like it's getting closer. What is that? What in the world is that? Yeah. Close the door. Don't do it. Don't do it to me. This is one of my worst nightmares. Since I was a kid, I've always wondered about something that would only attack you if it knew that you were awake. Seriously, like I said before, this guy, I know everybody's got their own traumatic experiences while they're in that, program getting cleaned up, but I don't think they can match him, man. His reason is understandable, is what I'm saying.
Hey, it's okay. Come on, it's okay.
Wow.
This isn't a hotel, Luke. You know that. You know that we're full up and we need these beds for people who actually want to get well. You run, you give up your spot. That's the way it is.
You okay?
Yeah.
Man, nobody's talking about anything, man. This is killing me.
I told you not to follow me. Why did you? I'm sorry. Can you get money? What about your sisters or your brother? Do you think you can call them?
I'll get some.
This is, yeah. So this is totally reframing what happened before when he ran into Steve, I had a feeling back then that it wasn't as clear cut as him, getting high again. It wasn't that. And to be honest, Steve should have thought that too when he saw his sister's ghost next.
You got anything left?
Oh, Luke, you don't have to do that. Oh, okay. I thought he was asking her for... Oh.
I still can't believe you came after me.
Well, my sister kind of told me to. Kind of in each other's heads. It's been like that since we were kids. It's a twin thing. She's always believed in me. Not the rest of the family, not so much, but the only other person that believed in me like that was you.
That's nice to hear. I'm really loving this character development, man. I love that.
Luke,
Hey, Lee. How you doing?
this is a surprise. Steve is not coming back soon. Maybe ever. He doesn't live here anymore.
What?
We separated a month ago.
Why?
I would really rather not get into that.
I'm clean. 90 days, like I said.
And I said, that's great.
Lee, I need to borrow some money. Just a little.
Jesus.
No, it's not like that. Can you just give me Steve's address then, please?
I think he's out of town. To Steven. You know what he's gonna say.
Wow, just 2 months ago.
All day, maybe longer. If you want to call your mom. Oh, for some folks in there, their connection is their mom. Truly.
Steve is not having a super time.
Luke's a great writer, too.
Yeah? Oh.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Short story with the imaginary little friend in the garden. The one, do you know that one?
Yeah. Abigail.
Yeah.
I put her in one of my books, too. Something tells me Luke won't get as much blowback for his.
Maybe fill this place up with some kids, I guess.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Did she spark this? Talking about kids?
Some of us are addicted to treatment centers, huh?
Not Luke's first rodeo either.
Man, Steve? Like,
Something must be. I mean, you know the definition of insanity, Steve. Doing the same thing over and over.
And expecting different results, sure.
dude, man, how did you become such a jerk?
So that's what recovery is. It's the same thing over and over again, in spite of the...
Man, she looked like she was just so together at this point.
Doesn't mean you stop just because it gets a little repetitive.
Right. And you know what? I like this because, from a Christian standpoint, this is what it's like actually to grow as a Christian. Contrary to what people think that are non-Christian or they're not familiar with what the Bible actually says, Christianity is not relying on one's own righteousness, which would be self-righteousness. Christianity is all about coming to God Himself and understanding that my righteousness, I can't save myself. Maybe compared to the lowest common denominator in the earth, I'm better than them, but should I be satisfied with that? If I stand on the scales with you, Creator God, Yahweh, I can't compare to the one who spoke in beauty and love and wonder and life came to being, mountains and stars and, perfection and compassion because of the death and the resurrection of your son. I will accept his righteousness if you will graciously give it to me. Because of that, you see the growth of people in the scriptures that relied on Jesus' righteousness. Jesus chose 12 of the most unfit men to be his disciples and apostles. So we see throughout the Gospels that Peter and the other disciples, they fail many times. Even when Jesus does the miraculous catch of fish, right? He tells Peter to cast your nets out on the side of the boat. And Peter's like, we've been fishing all night. You know, you think you know better? He had just met Jesus. And Jesus said, do it. And all of these fish came in, so many that the boat began to sink. And Peter ran and fell at Jesus' feet. He said, please go away from me, Lord. I am an unclean man. What did Jesus say? Did he go and say, wash in the river 20 times and you'll be clean? Or go, hike a mountain, offer a sacrifice, then you'll be right before God? He said, no, don't be afraid. I will make you fishers of men. I just want to hear them talk.
I admire her. Don't you?
Look, I get it. She's charming, she's articulate, she's funny, disarming, you might say. Mighty slick.
Uh-oh. Come on now. Steve.
Ever seen someone in withdrawal, Steve?
Yep.
What's hell? Muscle aches, stiff as boards, nausea, shakes.
I wouldn't know.
Well, she does.
Man, I don't know what happened with these guys, but do you care about your brother at all?
Just because someone's a good person, just because you care about them, doesn't mean they won't burn you.
30 days clean so you can make me feel like shit again.
Luke.
Family drama, man. This is tough. Okay, so now here we are.
Fucking freezing in here.
Uh-oh. Must be a ghost there then.
This isn't what it looks like.
It really isn't.
Cold?
I like that the same scene is playing out, but from a different camera angle, right? From the stairway, from Luke's point of view. This is great filmmaking.
Should be enough for a night, maybe two.
Man, I don't know if I'm making another couple blocks to that place. Baby, you got a fever? Taking a flash.
All of this is making me really unsettled right now.
Come on, let's keep going.
Don't tell me she ran off with the money.
Joey!
Oh my God. Man, this guy is being haunted by this dude. Who is this guy?
I've never had this much time before. I've been called a lot of things in my life, but fearless is not one of them. I was always a scared little kid.
What happened to the dad?
I expected her to...
Man, they took everything from him. Imagine what that's like for kids that go through this. Man.
And I'd get clean, a week, blame them. I fucked them over so many times. Lied, stole. I mean, come on, you all know what I mean. I guess I'll never know how it felt for them to be done like that.
There's something I need to tell you.
Listen, I know I fucked up, okay? But I didn't.
So this is after, okay. Man, guys, I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to not watch another episode tonight.
Mommy and Daddy don't believe me.
I believe you, man. I believe you. I believe both of you guys.
I got an idea.
How about you take a photo?
Mom, Dad, Steven, Churl, Theo, you, me. It has to be 7. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, my Lord. Dude, leave him alone, man. Ah. So maybe it's time to deal with him.
Come home, my love.
My arms and legs are stiff. It's like withdrawal, but I didn't use. Now it's dead.
Oh. That's what he was feeling. Why am I just putting that together? All this other stuff like threw me for a loop. He was feeling his sister dying. Oh.
Suicide. It wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, that is it. Episode 4. It's a twin thing of The Haunting of Hill House. That has shook me. It's burrowed deep to my core. I want to see what's going to happen next. Great acting. I'm loving that we're seeing each child of the family on display now, you know, both young and old. I like that they're taking the time, as I said, to let it breathe. I like that we're seeing Luke's side now. Wow, that is so sad. I've heard of that, the whole twin connection thing. I don't have a twin. I have a younger sister and an older sister, so I don't know what it's like, but there could be some spiritual connection there. You know, we do have a thing in Christianity, what we call soul ties. Soul ties are when one soul enters another, usually when it comes to romantic relationships. If there's any sexual contact, that's basically two souls, you know, literally one soul going into another, and there is a connection there. So I can imagine that twins would have that kind of connection as well. You know, there's a lot of things that the Bible doesn't speak about, but it doesn't mean that they don't exist. You know, it's just that the Word of God is designed by the Lord in a way to reveal things that are pertinent to our relationship with Him. I believe that if we were exposed to just the floodgates of knowledge of things that exist in the world, it would just be too much for the human being, and we would go like so far away from God. Spiritual beings, spiritual knowledge, esoteric knowledge, all of those things, it's just safe to trust and lay in the warm arms of God and just let Him reveal things to you in Jesus' name. So I'm looking forward, guys. Let's go further with this. I'm looking forward to the next episode. This was Standout. Another great example of, there were some scares in this, but Flanagan is just much more deep and layered than just a jump scare here and there. And to be honest, just a jump scare type story is just not as scary, actually. And it's not like being scared is the goal, but I think that there are certain things that we touch, that the preternatural or the supernatural things that exist beyond us, that human beings, we have an inner desire to touch those things because we have an inner, from our souls that are alive and active in our bodies, we have a memory, a remnant of that there was something more that we were birthed from, that we came from. As a Christian, I believe that when we were made by God and the things of Eden. And that's why people love to read the Bible, because their souls are stirred, I believe, by things that exist. Their souls are stirred, I believe, by the memory of things that exist that are greater than us, because our souls are the last remnants of something that is supernatural and eternal that lives in us still. And you know, whereas everything else around us may look beautiful, but is slowly dying, is finite. You know, it's a little bit late to get so deep with that, but I like to go deep. So anyway, guys, on to the next episode. If you like my reaction, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, you can give me a thumbs down. I'm always growing, getting better, but I do hope you'll stay tuned for the next. Like and subscribe, man. Join us on the sofa, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless you.